Cześć, witajcie moi kochani, witam bardzo, ale to bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym epizodzie Zagrajmy w Disco Elysium. Witam, o zdróweczku was pytam. Okej. Pracujemy dalej nad sprawą. Chyba już możemy się dostać do kolejnej, no, do większej części tej lokacji. Wydaje mi się, że skorzystamy z tego prawa. Gra przybiera duże tempo. Mamy nową podejrzaną, jest nią, kurczę, Ruby.
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used to be.
Właśnie. Z tych takich dziwnych rzeczy. Fajnie byłoby porozmawiać jeszcze z... Fajnie byłoby jeszcze porozmawiać z Joyce. Szczególnie, że wydaje się, że winną będzie Ruby. Farbowana dziewczyna, zmienne kolory włosów. Ruby śmierdzi z kilometra. A jeżeli chodzi o morderstwo, ciągle nie dowiedzieliśmy się a. czym został ten gościu zabity, ani b. nie dowiedzieliśmy się czy ktoś słyszał jakiś dźwięk wystrzału i zdaje się, że nikt nie słyszał. A jeżeli to był strzał z bliska, okej, czyli Joyce popłynęła dalej, okej. Z panem z zarządu na razie nie będziemy gadać.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
Ej, to jest ten mąż zaginiony.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though? But he is missing. There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the work...
Dobra, dawaj. Służyć i chronić, proszę pani. Znalazłem pani męża.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
Ale mówiła pani, że nie wie pani, gdzie on jest.
And I specifically added that I didn't need
Tak czy inaczej, znalazłem go.
Very well then. Where is he? Excuse me?
There's something else hiding in her voice though. A trace of...
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
Remember, about that what?
Co?
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
Ha, blam. Knew it.
Ale mówiła pani, że z pani mężem wszystko jest dobrze.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
Czyli on też zaginął?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
There. She's worried now.
I wydaje, bez obaw, znajdę go i sprawdzę domu, obiecuję.
She sighs, but
All right, go ahead.
Jak wygląda?
Honestly, not that different from you. Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet. Well, he's slightly chubby.
Coś poza tym?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself. It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can completely sympathize.
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast.
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt.
So you are going to look for him?
Tak.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes...
Kurwa, to naprawdę będzie sprawa zaginięcia.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗵𝘁 know?
I will. Of course, officer. As I said.
Okej, dobra, kolejna sprawa. Teraz tak, powinniśmy sprawdzić dwie rzeczy. Boja. Męża znajdź. Zdobądź buty. Okej. Przeprowadź analizę.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
No dobra.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
Okej.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Jak zrobić... Zrobić badanie naboju.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the street.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
O, wait. Patrzcie, nie chcę odpalić. Czy baterie się rozładowały? Chyba tak. Ale jaja. Prawa w re, a tu baterii brakuje.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Kurde. Dobra. Zróbmy save'a i spróbujmy.
The bullet is still safely
Dawaj.
sealed away. You can't remember.
Tak. No dawaj jeszcze raz. Do 3 razy sztuka. No to już 58% szans. To się powinno udać głównie.
The bullet is still safely sealed away. You can't.
No ja nie mogę. Gro, proszę cię. Dobra. Była pewna aferka, pokłóciliśmy się. Daj nam to. No!
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46mm from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
O kurwa. Antyczna broń. Ktoś miał jakiś specyficzny motyw.
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the 𝗱𝗶𝗹𝗵𝘁 rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the 𝘂𝘪𝘮 theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago.
Czy ktoś jeszcze produkuje te karabiny?
No, but 𝗧𝗵𝗍𝗵𝗵, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Kto dziś używa karabinów?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for a well-preserved antique, most likely.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Chyba wiem, z czego ją wystrzelono.
Okay. And?
Prawdopodobnie z karabinu 𝗱𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez or anywhere in Revachol, really.
Chyba dobrze.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Musisz przez to przemyśleć każdy strzał. Podoba mi się.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Zdaje się, że szukamy entuzjasty antyków.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Dobrze, zapytajmy Roya. Czy jakiś czas temu nie widział jakiegoś antyku, czy coś.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Okej, nic nie wiesz. 2 panów. Jeszcze tutaj. Wydaje się, że mogą coś wiedzieć. Są starzy, hej. Czy mogą coś wiedzieć? Pewnie nie, ale może.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I help the citizens' militia on... Let me think. I heard someone was
Then help them.
He means
I wait.
odd. He doesn't seem to.
I'm not...
Of course he's...
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know 𝗱𝗏𝗏. Everyone in Martinez knows the Eclair brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't...
The old soldier. There he stands.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullets.
No, thank you.
A ty?
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want? Yes. The Debadir's union pays me to stand vigil during the night. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's
Najgorzej.
is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just go to cut back on coffee.
Kto w takim razie zostawał pana tej nocy?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Symboliczne?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Coś wspaniałego, naprawdę. W sensie... Kurde. To jest bardzo dobry pomysł.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? Yes, like I said.
Kurde. No. Fajny pomysł, naprawdę. PTSD, senior. Wow. Evrard zyskał w moich oczach, naprawdę.
A rusting control panel with you grab the handle and pull the lever up. The water lock starts moving.
Ty, no naprawili śluzę, wow.
All right, we can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drugs.
O, mogę normalnie przejść. Myślałem, że będzie loading. Teraz potrzebuję cały nowy teren przeszukać. Kurczę. Już myślałem, że w tej grze witam się z gąską. Że już wszystko widziałem, wszystko wiem, a tu nowy teren. To jest też zabawne. O, to znalazłem. Logia medyczna empatia +1. To... Dobra, zostawmy przy tamtych.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere. Yet someone used to live here, laugh here. Thought it was a good idea to build a swing, even.
Co się tutaj stało?
In this yard?
He's assessing the situation. How long ago was it abandoned?
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure, for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago. A black bloc, a part of the city left unrenovated after the war, or one that has fallen to gang violence, or has become inhospitable in some other way.
On aerial photos, block obscures look like dark squares, hence...
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house. Yes, and you picked it up as part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think our suspect is in this particular yard. No place to hide. And besides, it's too close to Martinez.
No dobra, ale ja potrzebuję to zobaczyć, co się dzieje. Okej, tu się zdaje, że nic więcej nie ma. Potrzebuję tu rozkminić, gdzie ja mogę iść, a gdzie iść nie mogę. O kurwa, czyżby mój samochód? Kanister na paliwo.
A banged up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the 𝘂𝘮𝘮 Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
Tutaj prowadziły ślad na placu.
It appears to be so.
Brzmi się temu.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea. The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
To jest mój samochód na 100%.
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left the joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Dobra, trzymam kciuki.
The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance, then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slightly more melodic trill. Two birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water and a sunken car. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a time. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
I'm pretty sure I told you already, didn't I? My dad and mom are both half 𝘂𝑃𝗏𝗏.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city, 30 minutes pass.
Co byś wybrał?
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a 𝗀𝗶𝗹𝗵𝘁 model 40.
Samochód policyjny.
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kinds of people. Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogical. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
Boże, nie.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
Znaka broń, teraz to tak dobrze, wszystko szło, gwizdaliśmy sobie wesoło.
You can still whistle. Besides, the night is always darkest before the dawn. At least we have a pretty good suspect. If we found your motor carriage in the sea, maybe we'll find her too. Yes, let's go take a look.
Ja pierdolę. Wiedziałem, no. Łudziłem się, bo wyglądał identycznie. Okej, co my mamy? Matematyka wzrokowa. No powiedzmy. O, farbę znaleźliśmy.
A police badge on which you see the
Odznaka!
face of a man,
At least something good came out of all this.
encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information, and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document
Kurwa,
number.
boję się. Dobra, chwila. Zapiszmy, bo może być kurwa lipa. Może być jakaś trauma albo coś. Encyklopedię damy. Czy siłę woli? Kurde, może siłę woli lepiej. Próbujemy. O, ja pierdolę. Co ten mój
A police
Ziutek.
badge on which the man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that,
Pokaże ci nasza miniatura?
but the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
Jak stare?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
Puszcza oczko. Czemu?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. It looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair is brown and slightly curly. Your eyes seem more clear somehow. The lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus, though there's a pinch of that in your cheeks already. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it.
Harrier to boys.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrart was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Co imię Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
A name like armor.
Akceptuję.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not.
Nawet nie wiedziałem, że tak robi.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Stopień?
Lieutenant 𝗶𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗃.
To znaczy?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
A podwójny?
The title of 𝗬𝗏𝗏 is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're 𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏.
Odmówiłem?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
Co to jest dekomptaż?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens' militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of 𝘀𝗪𝗏.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings.
Jakich drobiazgów?
Kings like satellite officers and the additional 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Czyli znosisz mnie dlatego, że mamy ten sam stopień? Nie. Dziękuję, że mi to wszystko wyjaśniłeś.
My pleasure.
Myślałem, że mój stopień to pijak. Spójrz na dokument.
Such a small yet precious thing.
Numer seryjny.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown.
The numbers are not there.
Data wydania.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant 𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏𝗏. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
Skąd ja o tym wiem?
I remember that time! That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up!
Komisariat?
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct.
Co z nim?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva. Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light.
Okej, mamy to, wow. Ej, znaleźliśmy naszą... Wow, znaleźliśmy naszą odznakę. To jest progres. Zakończyłem w tym miejscu. Serdecznie dziękuję za oglądanie. Trzymajcie się. Do usłyszenia. No i cześć. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie mojego materiału. Mam nadzieję, że Wam się podobało. Jeżeli Wam się spodobało, pamiętajcie, żeby kliknąć kciuk w górę, zasubskrybować i kliknąć dzwoneczek. Wszystko, aby zawsze być na bieżąco. Jeżeli macie coś do napisania, napiszcie komentarz, dzięki temu będę wiedział, że jesteście, że Wam się podoba i przede wszystkim, że chcecie, żeby tych materiałów pojawiało się więcej. Dodatkowo, jeżeli chcecie się wdzięczyć za to, co robię i podoba Wam się moja praca, pamiętajcie, że możecie kliknąć w moją nazwę, wejdziecie do strony głównej mojego kanału, kliknąć opcję wesprzyj i za 2 zł, 10 albo 30 zostaniesz wspierającymi według Waszej tutaj chęci i potrzeby oddania trochę tej dobroci w moją stronę. Dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie, trzymajcie się, do usłyszenia i życzę Wam miłego Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję wszelkim wspierającym za to, że jesteście. Dziękuję tym, którzy byliście wspierającymi i dziękuję wszystkim tym, którzy po tym właśnie filmiku zdecydowaliście się na wsparcie. Przede wszystkim to nie jest tak, że wspieracie osobę, która ma tysiące widzów. Wspieracie małą społeczność, której dzięki każdej osobie z was, każdej złotówce, którą mi przelejecie, każdym 2 złotym, które jesteście wspierającymi ptasiakami, za każdą tą jedną osobę bardzo serdecznie dziękuję i za każdą tą złotówkę dziękuję, ponieważ dzięki temu po prostu mam chęci, mam motywację i przede wszystkim mam dodatkowe finanse, które pozwalają utrzymać ten kanał i utrzymać wszystko, co się wokół niego dzieje, włącznie z kosztami prądu, kosztami kupowania nowego sprzętu, kupowania nowych gier i w ogóle całego czasu, które spędzam, czy to nagrywając, czy to streamując i czy to, jeżeli w przypadku wielu sytuacji rozmawiając i wspierając osoby, które w jakiś sposób czują się gorzej. Więc moja działalność jest bardzo szeroka i cieszę się, że doceniacie ją. Jeżeli ktoś z was czuje się gorzej i chciałby ze mną porozmawiać i ma jakieś takie problemy, możecie do mnie napisać, zagadać. Wszystko na Discordzie, a link do Discorda w opisie.